You see it come up. What do you think?
Well, obviously got a lot of respect. Gonzaga, great tradition in basketball. Mark Few does a great job, but we're a little familiar with them. Both teams are very similar to what they had last year as far as personnel. Neither team lost a whole lot, so we're both pretty familiar with each other.
When you think back to that last matchup, is it a situation where it's a matchup where your guys know and they know that they came up a little bit short, and maybe that helps you motivation-wise?
Well, I don't know. It goes both ways. Again, it's totally different years. I don't think our team gets caught up into whether we won or lost the last game, other than we just know the personnel. We won't put too much stock into it because we're a different team than we were last year, and they're a different team. But I don't think we get too caught up into necessarily how that game was played, other than certain personnel.
A lot of teams opt for the live look in and everything, and you chose not to do that. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we just thought, it was just a personal time. We kind of had all of our personal family, people within our basketball family, together and kind of discuss the game and kind of the details of what's going to go forward without, all the chaos there and everything. It's just a little bit different approach, I just thought it was better for this basketball team.
What was the reaction from the players when the name was brought across?
Oh, they were excited. Again, we have a lot of familiarity with Gonzaga. And, they know that name and they have a lot of respect for them, and they understand that. So they're just excited to be able to play in the tournament. Whoever's name would have came up there, we would have been excited. So, but I think having the familiarity a little bit with Gonzaga, made them know them a little bit better.
Is this where you expected to be in that area?
Yeah. I thought we would be an 8 or a 9, somewhere in that area, so that didn't surprise me at all.
Is it hard not to look ahead? I mean, I'm sure it'd be hard regardless, but with the #1.
Oh, you look at no question, who's in your bracket, but we all know it only matters the next game. Every coach would tell you, you look at the whole bracket, you look at all the brackets, but no question, you look at your bracket and all through the stretches and different things like that. But we've got our hands full in the first one. We need to worry about game #1 on Friday, and that's it. It's a great challenge. Gonzaga's had a great year, won at 28 games. Anytime you go out and win 28 games, you've had a great year. And they've won a lot of games lately, and just got through beating a very good BYU basketball team.
You mentioned their personnel. I mean, Kevin Pangos, I assume he's a good player for them again this
year.
year.
They're big. They're 2 of their top 3 scorers are their 4s and 5s. Kevin Pangos is their second leading scorer who can really shoot it and create his own shot too. One of the better players in America. Gary Bell, who played here last year, had a good game here, and Gallagher, and then David Stockton is a really good point guard. He's been playing well lately. So we know their starting 5 pretty well. Some of the guys after that we'll watch and learn a little bit more, but their starting 5 all played a significant role in the game last year.
Whenever you prepare for them, do you even look at all at the game here last year, or you just look at them this season?
Oh, I'm sure I'll go back and look at it. Yeah, I will eventually. It won't be one of the first things I do. We'll look at the most recent games. They played a couple of Big 12 teams this year, so I'll go back and look at those, even though it was a long time ago, because I just kind of know how Kansas State plays. I know how West Virginia plays, and you get some ideas. And we got a lot of time between now and Friday, so before it's done, I've probably watched about 34 games before it's over with, every game they've played as well as last year's. I think we're playing well. Our last 7 games, I think we've played good basketball. Came up on the losing end in 2 overtime games, but we've won a lot of good games lately. I think we've played well. There's areas we've got to get better at and get better at quickly. But we had a good practice today. We brought them back in today since the first time since the Kansas game, and guys had a lot of spirit, We didn't go long, but they seemed to be pretty focused and had a lot of spirit.
Sit all the way Friday. How much does that help get your team rested up and refocus?
Yeah, that's good, especially you got a trip out west. So, as we told our team before it all started, we can't get caught up. You don't worry about where you're going, who you're playing, what time the game is. Don't worry about the things you can't control. Let's worry about the things we can control. So we play Friday. We'll head out Wednesday. Give us plenty of time to get out there and rest up and get ready.
Speaking of going out west, I mean, how do you? Obviously, you had to do that last year, where you played a team who's already out west. I mean, how do you, I guess, prepare for it this year, having experienced it last year?
No different. As far as doesn't matter where it's at. I mean, hopefully we do better than we did last year, but no different. We'll leave out Wednesday, and we don't know what time the game is yet, but we'll adjust to whatever time the game is and things like that. But we'll get out there. You have your open practices, so all that's kind of routine. Well, it's a little bit routine, Hopefully, this time last year we didn't have one player that ever been through the NCAA tournament, so hopefully with that experience, our guys have a little bit of understanding of what's going on around it.